What if I just, based on that one thing, just thought that was it? That's how it's always going to be. Wouldn't be here. All or nothing thinking, we were talking about this yesterday with the indefinite words. What are those? Are those adjectives up there, guys? Or are those adverbs? Everything is a noun. That's a noun. Oh, they're all of them. That's why I couldn't figure it out. All right, so these are the easiest ones, I think, to recognize. Easiest cognitive distortion to recognize. A lot of us that have a fixed mindset see things in black and white. And I hope one thing that you're learning at Honey Lake is to gear more toward having a growth mindset and realize that we always have opportunities to grow from every circumstance. And then of course, you hear the scripture, all things are possible. But it's in the moment of heightened emotional state, that's usually when we're saying this. We're not thinking clearly to recognize that all things are possible with God. Which is where the grounding comes in. Which is where when you recognize this, you recognize that you're worked up, do some grounding, and then it becomes easier to start to see that with God all things are possible. So, again, if you recognize the cognitive distortion, here I'm going to go, maybe it might be too far back. I'm going to go fast. Okay. That's a lot of slides. Oh man. Tried to be too cute and it didn't work. All right. I'm just gonna, since I already did it, so. Cognitive distortions are often the cause for a heightened negative emotional state. So when you're up here, you're going to be thinking in cognitive distortions. So if you're up here, that's when you recognize and you do some grounding. Okay? Once you get grounded, it becomes easier to reframe things. Just remember, don't try to reframe while you're still in that heightened emotional state, because you're always going to see things from that way that you've always seen them. You have to get to a different starting place. Yeah, that's why you want to ground, and it just you got to kind of, when you're upset, it's going to be harder for you to actually reframe. So just even like, I'm not saying 30 seconds of just okay, all right, and you'll be able to see the different angles better. So yes, I'm not saying like push it off for later, but that's good. Thank you for bringing that up. But yes. But you'll probably need to do something, some deep breaths or something, to get you to a place where you're going to be able to reframe that thing. Okay. Personalizing things. Many of us that make it to Honey Lake are also very good at this one. If you come down to breakfast, you say, hey, what's up, Jeff? And Jeff goes, I don't think Jeff would ever make a grumble at someone. But let's just say he does. The old me before coming into Honey Lake would be like, what did I do? What did I say to Jeff yesterday? I must have been rude. He must have not liked my cologne that I was wearing, or I must have not liked the shirt. Did the shirt I say, was it something? We got to understand that everybody's going through life. Everybody's going through life. Or traffic. We take traffic and somebody does something. It's easy to take things personal in traffic. We'll say that. Or it's easy to react to things like somebody did something personally to you. I do my best, just, woo, huh, he must be in a hurry. Do my best. What about this one? What if you send a text and you see that they've read it, but then they don't respond? Oh, it's just me. Oh, wait, maybe one more. Maybe we're the only two. Or you see the little dots and they've actually started typing the message and then they just stop. Anybody? Yeah. Anybody? Okay. Man, I'll make up some stories. Just call. If you're one of those people that does that and you start freaking out, just call. Just call. Save yourself a lot of time. But I'm going to take this opportunity to say this. I say this in one of my other classes. Turn off your message notifications while you're here. In life, really, just turn them off. It's my suggestion. It's a freebie. It's me to you. When someone texts you, they're in a hurry, they send a text, whatever it is. So it's not that urgent. The point is that when someone sends a text, it's not like it has to be done right now. Would y'all say most of the time? So why do we feel like we got to answer it right away? Or like, oh, I got to get to this. Yeah. I'll give you, this is something that Tony and I, my wife, started doing because when we first got together, I was very adamant about it being just a friendship. Because I had a lot of relationships where I jumped into head over heels, so in love within 3 months and all of that, and just never even built up a good friendship first. So when we got together, I was very adamant about it just being a friend thing. And as it did progress into it being closer to a relationship, I noticed that reading into text messages a lot. And I was like, whoa, that's like definitely not what I'm trying to say. So we don't talk about negative emotion over a text message. Like, so if we're frustrated or something upset us, we always call. And so that way we just know that if it's only what you see or better on a text message. So maybe implement something like that just to kind of keep yourself from having to go through that as much. But just try to like break these neural pathways that you've had with your text message box. Not everybody, this is not for everybody, but some people do. Some people get really worked up over that and read a lot into it and personalize those things. Just remember, everybody is out there struggling as well. Most of the world is struggling. You are just the people that are doing something about it. Okay. This one is a good thing to keep in mind when it comes to the text messages.
Okay, real quick, we're going to reframe some negative thoughts. You ready? Go and get a piece of paper and a pen. Right at the top of that piece of paper, why they've left me on red. Underline it, it's the title of our list. Okay, underneath that, I want you to write, because they hate me and they want me to suffer. And then underneath that, we're going to come up with some real reasons why. Because they've just read your message at a stoplight and they didn't have time to reply. Or they got your message when they were at the checkout at the supermarket and they couldn't really reply then. Or they got your message and read it and one of their kids called and they had to go and deal with that. Or they were reading their phone on the toilet and they got their message and they dropped their phone and now it needs cleaning before they can reply to it. Or maybe they got their message and their phone actually rang with a phone call and they had to take that call, and by the time they'd done that they forgot that you'd replied, and they're going to remember again in a minute, because it's anything except that first reason. And
again, you know who you are if that's an area that you need to work on things. Jumping to conclusions, this is one of the ones that I'm the best at. And this one really probably kept our marriage from going in a much different light.